200,000 service members and their families will be PCSing this summer. But there's been a recent shakeup, and here to tell us more about it is Corey Titus.
The Secretary of Defense just dropped a memorandum, well actually two, that affect PCSing for service members and their families. And there are some big changes happening that are going to affect how military members move.
And this was all brought about by a big reaction from the military community to the new PCS move system, right?
Yep. And that's called the Global Household Goods Contract, or GHC for short. And that's something that's been in starts and stops trying to be implemented over the past couple years. And it looked like it was finally going to get going, and there are some problems with it that the Secretary is trying to address. So good news is that DoD is listening, and there are going to be a few changes that were announced. And the first and foremost comes back to the PPM rates. So what we're seeing with that is that they're actually being increased from rates that people using the system were saying far too low and didn't actually cover their moving costs. That's being boosted by 100 to 130% of the old rates.
And that's for people doing a Diddy move, right?
Yep, exactly. But then that's not it. So what we're seeing is a pause in the overall rollout for this peak season. There have been some leadership shakeups as well. And then finally, Transcom, the overseers of the moving system for service members, are doing a review on how much they're paying for the overall rates. Because right now it's kind of weird because we're under two systems, the legacy system, DPS, and then the Global Household Good Contracts. And those rates are different.
We've had a lot of conversations with movers, with service members, with Transcom, and that's certainly a concern for the movers is the rates. But the concern and the trickle-down effect for the actual service members is that GHC can't find people that are going to make those moves, so they're getting them scheduled in the system. They're either getting deleted or the movers just aren't showing up, and that's not sustainable when we're trying to move almost 200,000 folks in a 3-month window.
The downstream effect, if you're not paying the movers enough, is they're not going to be hiring people that can give that quality move and make the stressful experience of moving a little bit better.
Speaking of the stressful experience of moving, tell us a little bit about the other memo that came out from DoD.
What the memo requires is for each of the military services to take a expansive look at their system and with 120 days, figure out how they can decrease the number of moves. So that can be moves for school, moves just for new opportunities or duty assignments, an overall reduction with the goal being within 5 years to decrease the number of PCSs by 50%. And that's a big change in the overall just service experience.
Well, if it happens, it'll be a big change. I know that I've talked to a number of veterans that served in many years past, and this is not a new idea. So I'm eager to follow up at the 120-day mark and actually see what the services come back with. Because we know, as BK was the A1, some moves that we don't understand at our level are absolutely necessary. So it's very interesting.
Oh, it's absolutely making all those moves opportunities fit to meet with a career trajectory overall. But most important, we want to hear from you. Should service members and their families PCS every 2 to 3 years? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know. And thanks so much. We'll see you next time.